What's up, guys? So today I want to do a little bit of update on the GL1000 project. It's been a little slow moving lately. I've been waiting on some parts to come in, and I've had other things I've had going on. But at the moment, I'll talk a little bit about this. This is it's not final yet, but it's a little experimental piece I'm using to soda blast. So I've got a bunch of baking soda here, and I've got a few pieces that I want to clean up. I have tried this briefly, and it does work. So I'm excited to see the results of that. I'll put a link in the description below of some of the videos I watched to figure out how to do some of this, if you're interested. But what I want to talk about today was the problem I ran into. So I had this bright idea in order to keep this a low-budget motorcycle, because that's kind of what I'm going for here, is I don't want to spend a fortune on this bike. I thought I would rebuild the original carbs, because when I bought it off the guy, he had two sets, because he used some Weber carbs on the bike that he built, and then he had the set that come on this bike, so I got two sets of carbs. I thought, well, I'll just buy a rebuild kit and I'll rebuild the stock carburetors. Let me first tell you that one, I've never rebuilt a carburetor before, not like this. So tearing this apart was a learning curve. And it's also frustrating. But as I had it apart, or was taking it apart, I broke the aluminum housing, one of the pieces, to the airbox, which was very frustrating. So I did a backup and punt move, and there's actually some parts out there that you can buy that sell a single carburetor conversion kit for this GL1000. And I've got one of them coming. It's on the way. It's probably about 10 or 12 days out. We'll find out. I don't know. But it's got a lot of good reviews. I'm excited to see that. It's actually a Volkswagen carburetor, an EMPI Volkswagen carburetor I'm going to put on this thing. Single carburetor, none of this synchronization stuff you got to worry about. I think it's going to be much easier for me since I've never dealt with carbs like this before anyway. So
the only problem with putting a Volkswagen carburetor on a Honda motorcycle is you won't know whether it's supposed to run off kraut or rice.
Yeah. I hear you. It's going to be a rice burner.
By the way, I have a kraut car. It's okay.
Yeah. That's the direction we're going. I hope to give you some more information on how that works later. At the moment, this is going to get packaged back up. I was very frustrated last night when I left out of here because I broke that piece, but it is what it is. So some of the pieces we've been waiting on is right here. I've got a full gasket kit for the engine, and
it used to have a frame.
That's the piece that we replaced anyway. So that's okay. Anyway, here's the motor, and I gave it its first bath, and it used to look like this, and now it looks like this, which it has come a long way, but it's not done yet. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit more, but I'm in the process. I've got the heads off of it. We've checked the pistons, the cylinder walls on this side. I still have this side to do, but we've mic'd it. It's all within specs of what the factory recommends according to my climber's guide. So one of the things about this low budget motorcycle is we are not going to tear into the case on this motor. We're going to roll the dice, take a risk, and hope that everything inside this case is in good shape. I honestly don't know. I don't even know how many miles was on the bike because it had a bunch of different parts on it from different bikes, so we're really not sure.
Yeah, we're not sure if the odometer is accurate.
Yeah, this is kind of a dice roll. So we did want to look at the piston and the cylinder walls to kind of get an eye on things. So far, we're satisfied with what we found. I got to take this side off and check it yet. But I'm in the process of getting this cleaned up, and I'm going to replace every gasket and every seal I can on this motor to keep it from leaking. And that way we can put it back in the frame and do the frame modifications we need to get this thing mocked up before it goes into its final process of paint and the final things that needs to happen as far as lights and electrical wiring.
So I assume so far you're keeping a tab on how much you've spent on this bike.
Yeah, at the moment I ended up getting the bike for $300 as it was. Like I said, we didn't know much about it. There was no The odometer we wasn't sure was right. But I got 300 bucks in the bike. I've got about 100 bucks in this gasket kit. And then the single carb conversion is probably the most expensive piece I have in it yet. And I'm going to have about 270 in that. But it comes with a pre-made manifold that I don't have to make myself, which is worth it because the carb itself
So you're
be
about
like $180.
$700 right now?
Yeah, I'm about $700-800 into this bike. I'd have to sit down and add it up completely. Oh yeah, and the gas tank. So yeah, about $800.
About 800,
Yeah.
right.
So
So if we sell stuff that came off the bike, we deduct from that.
exactly, and that's where those are going.
And for those of you that don't know, I got roughly about 30 to 3,500 in the chopper, something like that. So Adam's actually going to try and build this a lot cheaper than I built the chopper. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I still got a few pieces I know I have to purchase, but my goal is to stay around that $2,000 mark, so I can have a nice custom motorcycle for under about $2,000. We'll see if that works out. I'm willing to spend more if I have to, especially if it's something I want. But we'll go down there.
Or if he gets frustrated and breaks something else.
Yeah, we won't talk about that because I am prone to do that.
Break stuff, go buy new parts.
That's where the GL1000 is currently. Thanks for watching. The next time we'll probably be doing some frame mods, I hope. So, see you guys later. What's up, guys? I'm gonna give a little bonus feature here on the GL1000 update. So while Ben's over there doing his thing on the International, I have been over here working, and what I've been doing is just tearing some of these covers off. I want to replace the gaskets to make sure that it doesn't leak anywhere and I can keep the motor clean. So took the clutch pack off. I mic'd all the clutch fibers and the clutch springs to make sure they were within factory specifications according to my climber's guide. Just going to start putting it all back together now. So I just want to give you a quick update on where the status was on. So, thanks for watching.